Hey, Chicago Bears fans, it's time for playoff football. That's right, I said that. Playoff football. First to last, hopefully first to Super Bowl. But first, before we get to the Super Bowl, we have to get past the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Foles. I am about to give you some stats that I promise you haven't heard yet on Nick Foles and on third down, his passing rating on third down, and his percentage. It is through the roof. But the Bears also are great on stopping them on third down. Yes, we started it off with the Bulls theme song. I am pumped up. I hope you guys are also. Bears fans, whoever's going to the game tomorrow, who's lucky enough to go, be loud, bring it, hold in, bring out that 8 years of aggravation, that 8 years of suffering, that 8 years of don't even want to watch them on Sunday because you're being embarrassed. It's time to be the true Bears fans, the loyal fans that we are. But today we're going to be talking about Nick Foles, the Chicago Bears front four, and I believe that this game will not be close if the Bears can stop Nick Foles on third down and if Mitchell Trubisky can continue to do what he did in Minnesota and against the 49ers on third down. We're going to start off by talking about Nick Foles. I Googled some numbers on Nick Foles and I have seen something that I did not believe when I saw it. Nick Foles' passing rating on third and fourth down since last year is the best in NFL. I know it sounds like I'm boasting him, but I'm not. I'm just excited for tomorrow's game. Nick Foles' passing rating on third and fourth down since last year is 110%. His passing rating is 1.10. That is through the roof, guys. He's sixth in his last 7 games on third and fourth down. Nick Foles is 65 for 80 on third and fourth down. Yes, I said 65 for 80 in his last 7 games. A number that I have not heard NFL talk about, a number that I have not heard NFL Network talk about. They haven't, Good Morning Football have not brought this up. ESPN, I haven't heard this brought up. Also, I haven't heard anybody talking about how the Bears are great on rushing four only. See, Nick Foles is great at throwing the deep ball. And I believe that this is why Nick Foles is so great on third and fourth down, throwing the deep ball, is because he has time. But if the Bears can especially run four, bring pressure like they've been doing all year long against Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, against Jared Goff and the Rams, against Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings, if the Bears continue to bring pressure rushing four, that allows Roquan Smith to stay back. That allows Danny Trevathan to stay back. That allows Kyle Fuller to play on Alshon Jeffrey. You get the point. Also, Eddie Jackson is a game-time decision. You see, I believe that this game is going to come down to third down. You got 2 quarterbacks that are hot on third down. The difference is, though, Nick Foles has not done this on the road. In his last 2 years, he has played 2 road games. I'm not sure what's his record. I think he lost both of them on the road. Don't hold me to that. But this I know for sure. I'm going to say it one more time. Nick Foles' passing rating on third and fourth down is 110.3%. It is the best since last year in the NFL out of all quarterbacks. Yes, better than Tom Brady, better than Aaron Rodgers, better than Patrick Mahomes, which is second. Yes, you know, he played some games last year, didn't play a full season this year also, but you got to give props where props is due. I believe this game is going to come down to third down. If the Bears could stop Nick Foles on third down by rushing four, bringing the pressure, that would allow Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan to stay back, and Eddie Jackson. And if they can bring that pressure rushing four and bring it on Nick Foles that does have sore ribs, and this is an injury that's dating back not just from last week but the week before, then I believe that you will start seeing those magic third down and fourth down numbers start dropping. We've seen what the Chicago Bears did to Minnesota Vikings in their home park. Yes, it was a playoff game for them last week. It wasn't a playoff game, but it was win or go home pretty much for the Vikings. They held their own fate in their own hands. All they had to do was win, and that would guarantee them a spot, even if the Eagles won. But they couldn't get a third down completion. The Minnesota Vikings were 1 for 11 on third downs. And if the Bears can do that to Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles, this game won't even be close. But if he could pick up a couple third downs and keep the Eagles' offense going, I expect it to be a little bit closer, but I still expect the Bears to win by 10. My prediction, if the Bears can keep down that third down and fourth down completion rating for Nick Foles, I believe that the Bears will win 34-13. I don't expect Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles to come into Chicago and run the ball on them and to pass the ball on them. Why? Is because no one have done it this year. The only team to beat the Chicago Bears at home is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, and they won by a yard, you can say, because of Kevin White could have just found a way to get in that end zone by one more yard. Maybe they kicked the extra point. Maybe the Bears go for 2. They tie it or they win it. We don't know. But the Bears are 9-1 at home. Their only loss is to the New England Patriots, the team that was in the Super Bowl that lost to Nick Foles and the Philadelphia Eagles. Also, another number I want to give you guys. The Philadelphia Eagles all year long have not ran the ball over 90 yards. They do not have a 90-yard running game by one specific person. So explain to me, how does the Philadelphia Eagles come into Chicago in their first playoff game since 8 years? The place is going to be loud. It's going to be crazy with the number 1 defense, the number 1 scoring defense. I just don't see it happening. Again, like I said, if the Bears can keep Nick Foles to third and long and limit those third down completions for first downs, then you're going to see this game get out of hand and the Bears will win it by a comfortable and large margin. But if Nick Foles continues to pick up third down after third down after third down, that tires down the defense, that gets the defense frustrated. But if the Bears stop him, which I expect them to do, because how they rush the pressure with only 4, and that allows everyone to stay back on man-to-man and sometimes even double team, that will take a lot of passes away from Nick Foles. That will stop a lot of open receivers. That will stop a lot of screen passes because you're allowed to play everyone coming back. You don't got to blitz so much. If the Bears could do that, and if Mitchell Trubisky on the other side of the ball on the offense can continue to do what he did on third down, like he did against the Rams. Not against the Rams. We hope, he doesn't play like he played against the Rams. But like he did against Minnesota in Minnesota. Picking up third down after third down, third down after third down. Yes, he only threw for 163 yards, but he picked up the plays when he needed them to. See, and that's the thing about the Bears and Mitchell Trubisky and the offense, is that the Bears don't need him to throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdown passes. They don't need him to have a passing rating of 124. They just need him to manage the game, don't turn over the ball, and make the pass when it's called upon. And Mitchell Trubisky have proven more times than not this year that he can and will do that. So I expect him to be him, like Matt Nagy says on his little magical Denny's playbook that says, be you. The Bears offense will be them. It will be the same offense that you have seen this year. I expect Matt Nagy to pull a couple more trick plays that we have not seen. Don't be surprised if you see number 52 maybe get the ball at the 1 or 2 yard line trying to rush it in the end zone. Guys, this game Sunday is going to be a big game. Tomorrow, I expect the Bears to come out. I expect them to bring their defense. I expect the offense to be able to run the ball. I expect Mitchell Trubisky to be able to pick up the third downs. And if the Bears can keep their third downs to 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, or 3rd and short, like they've been doing all year long, and they can pick them up, the Bears will be able to eat up that clock. The Bears will be able to tire out that Philadelphia Eagles defense. And you know what you do when you pick up third downs? You keep your defense off the field. And when the defense is off the field, they're playing less and they're less tiring. So, like I said, this game is going to come down to third down. Third down is going to be so important in this game. Whoever can complete the third down, whoever's defense can stop the other team on third down, like I said, the game will come down to third down. If the Eagles can pick up some third downs, third and longs and third and shorts, and if Nick Foles still has that crazy passing rating on third and fourth down, which is 100.10%, 65 out of 80 on third and fourth down in his last 7 games. If he can do things like that, then yes, the game is going to come down to the wire. But if the Bears can do what they've been doing all year long, stopping teams on third down, not allowing anything on the ground, then this game won't even be close. I have some friends in Philadelphia that are big Eagle fans, and as soon as we found out we was playing each other, we was like FaceTiming each other on Instagram, and they're like, guys, our year was last year. You guys remind us of us this year, and there's no way we're beating you. But, still, the Bears are going to have to show up tomorrow. They are the defending champs. You have to take this team serious. They have won their last 6 out of 7 games. But also, if you go back and see who the Philadelphia Eagles have played the last 6 games. You see, all year long, that's all they talked about the Bears. Who have the Bears beaten? Who have the Bears beaten? Before they beat the Rams, who did they beat? They beat Detroit. They lost a big game to Green Bay opening week. They blew a 20-point lead. They beat the Buccaneers. It's all they kept on saying, that the Bears have not beating anyone. Then the Bears went out and beat the Rams. Then the Bears went out and clinched on Green Bay. Then the Bears went out and eliminated the Minnesota Vikings on their home turf last week. The Bears had nothing to play for. The Bears realized halfway through the game that they was not going to get the bye week. So my prediction is, and I don't like to predict a lot of games, but I feel very comfortable with this number, 34-13 Bears. I just don't see how the Eagles score more than 13. I was watching today on ESPN, and I forgot who was it, but he said, I don't see how the Bears defense could allow their offense to be down by 14. And if the Bears are going to keep every game close into this playoff, if they can get by Philadelphia, if the Bears can keep the game close against Philly, say the Bears are not doing good on offense, say Mitchell is a little shaky, maybe a little fumble here on offense, but if the Bears defense can stop Nick Foles on third down, I expect them to stop the running game, because they haven't had a 90-yard rusher all year long. So they're going to come into Chicago, and that hostile crowd where Danny Trevathan is trying to get every fan to stay in the stadium, and when the Bears kick off, boom! I just don't see how the Philadelphia Eagles are going to come into Chicago, run the ball. Because in order to pick up third downs, you have to make it third and short. Because on this Bears defense, you are not going to pick up 3rd and 9s and 3rd and 10s and 3rd and 7s over and over again. You might get one here, you might get one there. But the Bears, expect them to come out firing on offense from the first. I've been hearing people saying that the Bears are going to run the ball and they're going to run the ball. They've forgotten this is not the same Bears from 2006, from 2001, where I love Jim Miller, but they didn't have that quarterback that can manage the game like that. They didn't have that quarterback that can run out of the pocket and pick up first downs. The Bears have 3 running backs. They have Jordan Howard. They have Tariq Cohen. They have Mitchell Trubisky. Oh, and I'm sorry, they also run the ball with Anthony Miller and Taylor Gabriel. I expect AM to be a part of that running game. I know he has that dislocated shoulder that they keep on popping in, but Matt Nagy is going to be him. He's going to do what he have done all year long. The Bears are going to come out firing. They're going to get that 2nd and short, that 3rd and short. They're going to pick it up. They're going to run the ball too. I expect it to be a mix of running and passing. And like I said, the Bears are able, if they get in front, especially early, the Bears are more than capable of, especially at home, on eating up the clock, keeping their defense on the sideline, not making the defense play after play and play after play. And another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is that if you pay attention to the Chicago Bears linebackers, like number 52 right back there, Khalil Mack, like especially Roquan Smith and Danny Trevathan, they don't allow yards after contact. When you play and you watch the game tomorrow, and you see how when the running back, go back to film and see when the running backs run into Roquan Smith, there's no yards after contact on Roquan Smith, on Danny Trevathan, on Kyle Fuller, on Prince Amukamara, on the backfield. They do not allow broken tackles. They do not allow yards after contact. And they are great on rushing four. And that four is Khalil Mack, Hakeem Hicks, Eddie Goldman, and Leonard Floyd. And Leonard Floyd has been stepping it up these few weeks, and I expect Leonard Floyd to have a huge game. They're going to try to block Khalil Mack with 2-3 guys. All that's going to do is allow Eddie Goldman, Hakeem Hicks, and Leonard Floyd for more opportunities. And don't be surprised if you see Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith throwing in a little blitz here and there. I mean, our coaching staff is great. We got one of the best play callers in football in Matt Nagy. We got the best defensive coach in all of football in Vic Fangio. The Philadelphia Eagles also have a great coaching staff. A lot of people expect this game to be close. I do not. Not just because I'm a Bears fan. As you can tell, I check stats, I check numbers, and I give props where props is due. I give props to Nick Foles on completing 110%, 110.3% passing rating on 3rd and 4th down since last year. In his last 7 games, he is 65 for 80 on 3rd and 4th down. But everybody's magic eventually fades away. And this is tomorrow, Sunday, 3 o'clock, Chicago time. The Philadelphia Eagles magic will run out because they are going to run into the Mack attack. They are going to run into Hakeem Hicks. And you never know. You know, the Bears bring the pressure. They hit Nick Foles a couple times, knock him on his behind. Maybe he starts feeling uncomfortable with those bruised ribs, with that bruised chest. Nick Foles is not going to run and pick up yards. He stays in the pocket. He's not outside the pocket. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Mitchell Trubisky. He's not that guy. He's going to stay in there. Also, everyone talks about the Philadelphia Eagles offensive linemen. They have names, but they also have allowed 40 sacks this year, which is a lot. They have 2 quarterbacks that are hurt in Carson Wentz and a very banged up, in my opinion, Nick Foles. Chicago Bears have 50 sacks. They do not allow yards after contact. They do not allow 3rd downs to come into 1st downs. They bring the pressure constantly. I know Khalil Mack haven't had big sacks these last couple weeks. Maybe he don't got 5 sacks. But he has been this close on almost every single play, whether he's double teamed or triple teamed. Go back to the game against Detroit at home, where Khalil Mack was double teamed. He ran through literally one guy, picked him up one-handed, slammed him on the floor. While he's running, he never stopped. Ran through the running back and ran into the quarterback. He ran into 3 people in a matter of 5 seconds and got the sack. I just don't know how you stop that. Khalil Mack is just not a great defensive player. He is a superstar. He is the LeBron James, even though I do not like LeBron James. You know what? I'm going to say this. He is Kobe Bryant in football. He is Michael Jordan in football. Because players like that just don't come up with the big play all the time, but they make everyone else around them that much better. Hakeem Hicks was great, but how much greater is Hakeem Hicks now? How much greater is Leonard Floyd now? How much greater is the whole defense now? Because they know who they have on their team, and the opponents know who's on that team. Also, a very key thing to pay attention to. We only got a couple minutes left. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to go to a silent snap count. And when you go to a silent snap count, see, let me explain something to you. I played football. Park football, where we get a whole bunch of guys together in 10, 15 degrees and just lay each other out. I played football in school. When you go to a silent snap count, I played quarterback at my position. Quarterback and safety on defense. When you play that, and I know from both sides, when you're a quarterback and you play silent snap count, the offensive lineman's eyes are not on the person who he's guarding, but on the quarterback to see when is he snapping that ball. So the offensive lineman's eyes, because it's going to be a hostile crowd, if you Chicago Bears fans bring the noise, they're going to Philadelphia Eagles, and Nick Foles is going to have to go to silent snap count, which will create the offensive lineman that is guarding Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks and Eddie Goldman and Leonard Ford and so on and so on. Their eyes are not going to be on them, but their eyes will be on the quarterback looking this way. So when they look this way, they say, hike, hike. Akeem Hicks, Eddie Goldman, especially Khalil Mack, they're going to run right through them. I expect the Bears to bring pressure. I expect the magical numbers of Nick Foles of 110.3 passing rating on third down, the best since last year. That's not going to happen. I don't expect Nick Foles to be anywhere near third down completion and fourth down completion rate, what he's been in the last 7 games, which, like I said, for the 5th time, 65 for 80, Nick Foles has been on third and fourth down in the last 7 games. That number is not going to happen. Not in Chicago. Everyone says Philadelphia's been there. They did it. Well, they was home last year. And in the NFL, this is not baseball, which it matters in baseball. It matters in every sport, especially when you got a sport that has over 50, 60,000 people in it. When you're not at home, it matters. That's why I'm not crazy about saying that the Bears, if they get to New Orleans, will beat them. Because I know we might be able to beat Los Angeles because we already done, but it was at home. But when if the Bears beat Philadelphia, which I expect them to do by 34-13, and they get to Los Angeles, I've been hearing Bears fans since 2 weeks talking about they've been buying tickets to Los Angeles for that game. There will be Bears fans in there. So like I said, whoever's going to the game tomorrow, bring it. Be loud. Let it all out. Let out that 8 years of aggravation. Scream. When you come home, I don't want to be able to hear you guys be able calling the shows and saying it was a great game. You guys shouldn't be able to talk because you guys are going to be celebrating all day long. Like I said, expect the Bears to win 34-14. Nick Foles' passing percentage since last year on third down is the best in the NFL. That is no longer going to happen. He's in his last 7 games on third and fourth down. He's 65 of 80. That will no longer happen for one reason and one reason only. 52. Because of 52, the Bears do not have to rush 5. They do not have to rush 6. They do not have to bring out an all-out blitz. Because of 52, the Bears can rush 4. And bring the pressure. And that, like I said from the beginning of the show, that allows everyone else like Roquan Smith and Danny Trevathan and everyone else like Eddie Jackson and Prince Amukamara just to stay back and do their job. You see, Matt Nagy is got on that beautiful play calling sheet. Be you. Well, because of 52, Khalil Mack, everyone else is allowed to be themselves. They're not asked to do more than what's required because all eyes are on 52. He is doubled and triple teamed. Like I said, I would like your guys' comments. I would like you guys to let me know what you guys think about this. And tomorrow, after the Bears game, we will have Victory Sunday. How great does that sound? And hopefully, the Bears will have a playoff win, whether they win by 1 or 34. Let's get a Bears win tomorrow. Bring the noise, Chicago. Let's stop that Philadelphia so-called magic. Whoever's watching this from Philadelphia, all I got to tell you, you guys need all the magic in the world. You're going to need David Copperfield, every magician there is in Vegas I don't know a lot about magicians, but I do know this. You guys are even going to need Disneyland because it's magical. Because you guys ain't going to stop 52. And if you do, you can't stop everyone else. #TheBears. Go Bears, go. I expect the Bears to win. I expect the Bears